In this video, we are going to be looking at the process to create and then mark a non-submission assignment. So a non-submission assignment, as the name suggests, is an assignment where the student isn't required to submit a file or a document. So it allows you to apply grades. So for example, if they've done a presentation in the class or over Zoom, and then have the system automatically upload those into Unity. So the first thing we need to do is go to the module page, and we need to turn editing on, which we can do by the turn editing on option in the top right hand corner. This will load our page into editing mode, and then I've got a area called no submission assignment, and that's where I want the assignment to go. So if I click on the add an activity or resource and select the assignment from the list, we get taken to the creation page. Once here, I want to give the assignment a name, so I'm going to call it grading transfer, and this name just needs to make sense for you and your colleagues, as the students won't actually be able to see this. So grading transfer makes it clear to me and my colleagues what we're doing. We don't need to put a description, we don't need to add any additional files. We can leave allow submissions on, and the due date, we need to set a due date, so I would set that for the day in which you want to release the grades. So let's say for the example 30th of October, and we can uncheck the grades and feedback release date because we aren't going to release the grades and feedback to students. The next thing we need to do is uncheck file submissions, so that under submission types, file, media and online text are all unchecked. So those are the three methods in which a student can submit, and we are disabling all of them. So that makes this submission non-submission. In terms of feedback types, submission settings, we can leave them unchanged. If the assignment was a group assignment, we would set up the group submission settings the same as we would a normal submission. And we have videos and guides detailing that process. The notifications, turn it in originality, check-ins and grades can remain unchanged. In the common module settings, what we want to do is set the availability to hide from students. So that means as soon as we create the assignment, it will be unavailable to students. It is set at the start to be hidden from students. And what you will see on your module page is this link to Unity has a downward arrow, and it will allow you to select any element from Unity and link this assignment to that. So if you're uploading this as a piece of coursework, etc., you can select that from there. And when we go through the process of releasing the grades, that will automate the push into Unity. Because this is a demo account, we don't have it linked to Unity, so we don't have a option available there. We don't need to do anything with restrict access or activity completion, so we can save and return to course, and that completes our setup of the submission. And when the page reloads, we will see that it's already hidden from students, and we can see that by the black text in the blue box. So when we come to mark the assignment, what we need to do is come back to the page. Editing can be on or off at this stage. But what we need to do is click on the assignment, and that will take us to the grading summary, and from here we can go into view all submissions. So like any standard assignment on the DLE, the default is that the assignment is anonymized marking, and for a normal assignment that's fine. You would mark and award a grade giving based on the given submission, and then at the end you would reveal student identities and you would release that into Unity. Because we need to know the student that we're marking, because we need it to match up with our list of grades, what we need to do is in grading action, click on reveal student identities as soon as we come into the view all submissions. Continue when we're presented with the message here, and that will remove the participant number and replace it with the first name and surname and the email section of the identity, so we can see all our students now. So you can see here that I've got a grading box. That's because I've got quick grading already turned on. So if you don't see these text boxes underneath, scroll down to the options section at the bottom, tick this quick grading, the page will reload and these text boxes will come available. And this is the quickest way in which we can apply grades. So if you see, I can just type the grades out of 100 in, and as I'm moving down, anyone with a change gets an orange box above it. And what I would do then is I would scroll down. I would, for peace of mind, uncheck the notify students so that it says no, and then I would save all quick grading changes. And that we could go through all our students there and grade them that way. Another way that people often grade is through the grading worksheet. And so what we would do in that situation is we would click on grading action, we would select download grading worksheet. That would automate a file to download. So once we've got the Excel form open, you can see that this mirrors the view or submission page. So we've got this name, the email address, the status of the assignment, and then we can also see those free grades that I'd added through Quick Marks or Quick Grades. So I'm just going to quickly add a couple more grades this way, just so that we've got a decent lot. Once I'm happy that I've got all my grades, I can move to File, I can go to Save As, and I can choose the folder that I want to save that in. So I'm just going to select my Downloads folder. By default, Excel is going to want to save that as a Unicode text file, but I want to change that to CSV brackets comma delimited. I want to select that and it will ask me to give it a name, so I'm going to call it Grading Transfer 2 because I've already got a file named that, and I'm going to click Save. It's going to tell me that the workbook, some of the features in the work might be lost. Do I want to keep using that format? I do, and then once it's saved and I've done that, I can close Excel. It's going to ask me to save again, but I don't need to save in this instance. Once we're back on the view or grading or view or submissions page, we can click on the upload grading worksheet, and that's going to take us through to a page where we can upload that file. And while that loads, I'm just going to open up my file picker, and so we can see in that recent files that last file saved is the one that I've just done, and I can drag that in and it uploads, and then I click on upload grading worksheet. So it's then going to take me through to show me that it's going to set grades for the following students. I can confirm that, and then it just gives me a final overview. So it's updating 5 grades, and then I can click continue, and then we'll return to that view or submission page and we'll see our new grades there. So you can see them now filling up that, and where the one is, I've missed one, and then it's got the next two there. Once we're happy all our grades are in place, we can click the little checkbox under select, and all of our students will go orange or a slight amber colour. And then we can come down to the with selected option, and we can set our marking workflow state. We click go, click OK, and this finalizes the grading process, and it will push these grades to the student records on Unity, etc. overnight. So you can see that it tells us who it's going to grade, and then we can set this to release, and we can leave this notify students to know, because again, we're not using it as a system of grading and feedback, we're just using it as a system to push grades to our other systems. So if we click save changes there, that formally finalizes the process, and overnight those grades will push to our other digital systems.